Hello, everyone. I know there's no one here yet, but I can start. I know that right now the Swedish Institute Scholarship portal is on. It's ongoing, and I feel like it would be best for me to kind of okay. So it would be best for me to kind of help you to go through your applications. Yeah, I might not be able to help everyone, but I know that this video would actually go a long way. Yeah, I mean it's just a matter of like sharing my experience and other people's experience that I've had over the years to help you. But before I start taking in questions, I'll just brief you guys on what you need to know, necessary things that you're supposed to know. I don't know if anyone can hear me. If you can hear me, please say hello. I want to be sure anyone can hear me. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to be giving like details of what you're supposed to know, like basic things that you should know when you're doing this application. Because one thing with the Swedish Institute Scholarship is that it's like you if you make any errors, it can cost you a lot. And why do I normally, because if you know me well, if you've been following my channel, you know I always say it over and over again that you cannot afford to make any mistake. Like you've prepared like 1 year. It's a long time that you've invested, and even after the application you will still wait like 6 months or 8 months before all the process is done, you understand? So you cannot afford to make any mistakes. Now, why is the Swedish Institute so important? The Swedish Institute scholarship is so important. Like it's I don't know. It's just a kind of scholarship that does not give you pressure. They pay your tuition, they give you stipend, they pay you good money every month. They pay your transport, like your flight ticket to fly to Sweden, and they even pay you the money you will use to leave Sweden. Like when you get the scholarship, right? When you arrive into Sweden, the money they are going to pay you first, they will pay you 2 years, I say 2 years, 2 months stipend in advance. They will pay you your flight ticket that is supposed to cover for your coming into Sweden and you're going by. They'll calculate all that money together. When I came, I think the first money I received was like 40,000 SEK, which is like 4,000 euros, like approximately 4,000 euros, also, or sorry, $4,000, right? So it's a kind of scholarship that will put you at rest. You don't have to spend any money. The only money you will spend is your application fee when you're applying to university admissions. You understand? Yeah. So I just want to put that out there, and I've made some note on what I want you to know. I know that a lot of you have read about it, but I want to lay emphasis on them. Let me start with your eligibility. For you to be eligible for this scholarship, right? You must not have been enrolled in any Swedish universities prior to this application. Maybe you've studied here in Sweden before. You are not eligible, so don't bother to waste your time. Okay, you're not eligible. Then, if you've been residing in Sweden for 2 years and more, you're not eligible. But if you've resided in Sweden for 1 year, you can apply, right? But if it's 2 years and above, you're not eligible. Then, if you've been previously awarded the Swedish Institute Scholarship, you're not eligible. Then, some countries are also not eligible. I cannot make out the note here, all the countries. It's on the Swedish Institute's website. So, make sure that your country is eligible to apply for the Swedish Institute Scholarship. Yeah. Then, how do you apply? It's simple. Is you apply to for admissions first. And then this one is the next step, which is the Swedish Institute Scholarship. Now let's go to the forms. We have like the work experience form, the leadership, the CV, yeah, and yeah, the reference letter, I guess, yeah. So for the work experience, make sure that you have at least 3,000 work hours. I hope you know how to calculate your work hours, right? But those work hours, those 3,000 work hours, should not exceed three, like maximum of three employer. You cannot put four employers to calculate. No, it's maximum of three employers, and priority will be made or will be laid on people that the work experience they have is kind of related to the SDG goals. By now, you should know what the SDG goals mean. Like, try to link. This is just a tip. Try to link your work experience, your leadership experience, everything you're submitting to the SI. Try to link it to a goal. You understand? So let it not be as if you are just scattered all over the. Just make sure. For example, when I was doing mine, I didn't bother to do much, right? I was just, because the more you go, the more complicated it becomes. I just did sustainable cities and communities. That was what I did, and education. It's just those two. Everything I did, every motivation I wrote, and I made sure that my references too, they wrote everything in connection to sustainable cities and communities or education. So I didn't exceed two SDG goals. So with that, it helps you to focus. It helps you to think that, okay, I don't want to exceed. Have the SDG goals you want to do in your mind. Have it so that you're not just jumping from one place. That is my own opinion, right? It worked for me. I don't know about others, but for me, it worked for me that way. Yeah, that's that. And make sure that your reference letter, your work permit is the same format as the SI format. Do not change any format. However, on your CV, in fact, every template, do not change it. And on your work permit, your work experience, and your leadership experience, type it. Like, type it. Don't use pen. You type it in. After you are done typing, print it out per each employment. Print it out, sign, give it to your reference to sign, and stamp. Put a stamp, not seal. Do not use seal. If your referee does not have a stamp, go and buy for them, because I experienced such too. There was a particular, I think JCI. I was once one of JCI member for my city. Then they don't have this. They don't have the stamp. I had to go and do it and bring it to them. So if your referee does not have, if it's a company, go and do it. It's cheap. For people that are in Nigeria, you can do it, and or maybe you tell them to go and do it. For me, I took permission. Can I do it? And say yes. If you can do it for us, because it's a voluntary organization. JCI, of course. So you can't do it for, so do things the way they want it to be done. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. And then for the leadership experience, leadership will be prioritized. This is according to SI. Your leadership, in fact, what they like, the priorities, leadership at workplace. That is going to be their priority according to what they have on their website. So if you have leadership in voluntary organizations, it's good. I used it as well. Okay, I used it and it worked for me. So you can have that as well. And I can go to the CV. I can go to the CV now. For the CV, do not exceed 3 pages. Don't exceed. Like, you can, and on your CV, if you want to have additional entries, they say don't change the format. Do not change the format, but however, you can edit entries and headings. For example, if you have more things to put, except on the work experience, because on your work experience, your maximum is three employers, and they already have three there, so you cannot edit that. But every other part you can, and you are free to remove any entries that you think are not relevant to you. You can, so that you can have more space, but do not exceed 3 pages. That is what they want. Yeah. Yes, I think I've said everything that I want to say before I start answering your questions. And then once you are done with all this document, please convert to PDF, and convert them to PDF. And yeah, and that's what I have to say. That's the little thing that I've jotted down. And I think I'll be taking questions now. I have one question here. It says, please, can you help us with pointers with the 2024 SI motivation letter? Yeah, motivation letter earlier on used to be, they used to upload it before the portal opened. Is it before the portal? No, I don't. Yeah, they used to upload it with the form, all those templates before. But I heard that now it is on the e-service, like the online application. So I would have given you pointers to note, but then I don't know the question they've asked you this year, but I did a video. Look for my video on where I explained how you can write this motivation letter. I even read out my own motivation letter in that video. It was my previous, I think the latest video that I have on my YouTube. Please check it. It's going to be helpful. I've had people testify, I've had people say thank you. This really went a long way. That just go and watch that video. You will get insight into that. Um, can one create extra bullets in roles and responsibilities under the work experience? Yes, as long as you don't exceed maximum employers and then you don't exceed your 3 pages, you can put additional roles and responsibilities there. That's not, but don't exceed like 3 pages. How can I move to Sweden? I have relatives there. Um, your relative can apply for you if it's spouse or if it's your spouse or I think if it's your spouse can apply for you to come into Sweden. Yes, so that is that. I think I have some questions already in my comment section that I would. Um, um, someone asked and said, "How could you throw a bit of light on the motivation letter?" I already said, go and watch my video. I did a video where I even read my motivation letter out, the one I used to win the scholarship exactly. So yeah, please go and watch that video. Um, this person says that, can I use my student organization work as a leadership experience? Yes, you can, but to stamp, make sure that the person stamping for you should be like a staff, and it should be maybe the university's um, official stamp, so that it gives it more weight. You understand? Yeah, you can use that. It says that question in total. What's your hours of engagement in it? Can you throw some light? For me, mm, because I had like a lot of voluntary experience. JCI, I was doing a lot of, but with JCI then I had to calculate because JCI, I think I joined JCI in, I can't, but I know my hours was more than 3,000 hours, right? So I calculated the hours, roughly hours when we go for meetings. Those times we go to outreach. Those times we go to schools to when we go for all this our outing, a different kind of outing meetings. So I know approximately hours we use, and I kind of calculate. You use your brain just like hours, days. You know how many days you go for meetings in a month. Just calculate it with the year multiplied by. Sorry, you do. I think I did the calculation. Hours multiplied by days, multiplied by months, and then the year. That's how you would actually do the calculations. Yeah. Um, it's okay. It's my auntie with and also my cousin. Mm, I think in Sweden, dependent is mainly your spouse. They used to say, I've heard them. They used to say that if it's your siblings, it's probably not a dependent on you. That's them. But if it's your spouse, then your spouse or your children that is under the age of 18, they can actually come in. Yeah. Well, because Sweden is always changing their rules. The rules can change, but then that's like for now, for today, that's the rules. Yeah. So let me answer another question here. Mm, This person said that, please, do I need to stamp and sign my CV with my organization stamp? Yes, you need to. It's compulsory. If you don't put it, then they disqualify you. So you cannot afford to make all this little mistake. Let me answer one here again. Please, can an internship serve as a work experience? Yes. Is in Nigeria you put, yeah. I used internship because when I was doing my IT industrial experience, I did it in Ministry of Works and Urban Development, and I used that as well. I calculated that, and because I also served there. I also served there, so yeah, yeah. So I used them. It's a work experience. Um, The motivation said not more than does this include during my time, the motivation letter says that 1000 characters including spaces. But in this year, if they don't put it, because in my time is including spaces, but I don't know if they put it in your own, if they said including spaces. So if they say including spaces, then you have to count the space. But if it does not state it, maybe it's just 1000. And the thing is, their template, it does, once you are 1000, it does not even take any character anymore. The way they did it, like you will not even be able to type anything anymore. So that's how they did it. Yeah. Do I stand a chance if my leadership position is less than 6 months? That I cannot answer because I'm not the Swedish Institute, right? But I think because it's competitive, honestly, I won't lie to you. Swedish Institute scholarship is so competitive, but you can try your luck. Other things can actually work for you. You understand it, or that maybe your work experience can work for you. Just put it, as long as it's leadership experience. That's what they want. Just put whatever. Um, I have watched your recent on the motivation letter you used to win your. It's really helpful. However, this year is a how will a master's in Sweden help you achieve specific professional goals? Okay, that was the question. How will a master's in Sweden help you achieve specific professional goals while also contributing to growth and positive change? Can you please help us? Yeah, it's just like the content is still the same, right? It's still the same work with what we had then. This place is telling you, like, your masters, how will you apply it to something specific? I told you, be specific with what you're saying. So how will you apply to something specific, a professional goal? How will you apply your don't overthink it, don't over when you overthink things, that's when you make mistakes. Do not over Just be neutral. Like, okay, take if I come to meet you and say, okay, what are you, if I'm your friend and I come to meet you, what this your masters, what will you use to do when you come back? What will you tell me? You know, write it for SI. They are not witch hunting. You understand? They are not witch hunting you. Just be specific. Okay, I will apply to this so thing, and this is how this so thing that I'm applying it to help in my country growth and all. So it's that simple. Um, the sample on the SI frequent question search, they highlighted 8 hours of work a week. However, I work now. Yeah, it does not matter. Like, as long 8 hours and above, maybe what they are trying to say is like minimum of 8 hours, right? That's a full time employment. Um, this person says that. Sorry, excuse me. Thanks for this. Do I need to show proof of work for all my previous jobs, even if my present job already exceed the required 20,000 hours? No, you just need to show those ones that are relevant to your application. And the maximum is three. I already said the maximum of work experience is three. Just read and know the ones that are relevant for your application. Just pick those ones, and you're fine. You're fine. This person says that, is it compulsory I apply for the Swedish SI scholarship? Yeah, it's compulsory if you want. No, it's not compulsory, but if you want the scholarship, like it's good. In fact, it's advisable because it's good. It makes your life easy here. Because if you're in Sweden without scholarship, it's kind of hard, kind of. But if you have a scholarship, even though it's not Swedish scholarship, like Swedish SI scholarship, even if it's the school scholarship, it's good. It's good. At least you know that tuition fees out of your problems. So it's good. It makes your life easier. So I have a question here. This person says that hello, Faith. Thank you for all the information you give. I need help. I made a mistake with name arrangement while creating my profile on SI website. It's regarding my first name and surname and vice versa. Will this in any way affect my applications? Since the name arrangement will now be different from what I have on my document and passport. Also, the SI template says first name and surname. So in all my template, I only wrote my first name and surname and omitted my middle name. But the middle name is present in my passport. Would this be an issue? Thank you. Is regarding my first name as surname and oh wow. This question, I don't know. The question is just saying like she misplaced her names for she misplaced surname for first name and that I cannot answer, right? I don't know. But I would advise you to write an email to SI, contact them and they'll give you the best solution for that. Um what is the average living expenses in Sweden? How much can an SI recipient save from 12,000 sec? Yeah, with that 12,000, I think you'll be able to save. You'll be able to save because, okay, let's say during my time it was 11,000. So it was increased to 12,000 because there's inflation in the world. Like it's no longer in news. Like there's inflation everywhere. At that time, in a student apartment, the my house rent was 3,550 sec. So when you subtract 3,550 from 11,000, it will remain like maybe seven plus, right? Yeah, seven plus. So after and it's your house rent is bill inclusive as a student, your electricity, water, everything is inclusive. And then the next thing is maybe you buy food if you are the only one, maybe with 1,000, 1,500 krona. It's even too much. If you eat too much, that's it. So it's you will save, you will save. And you can also work. With SI, you can work. Well, SI will not say because we are giving you stipends, don't work. You don't know you can work as long as it's not affecting your education. They don't, that's not their problem. They it's so open, so free. You can do whatever. There's no limit of work. You can do whatever as long as it does not affect your scholarship. You know that as you can earn your scholarship, you can also lose it. So yeah, that's it. Um this person a follow-up to showing the proof of work question. Does this mean the previous jobs will still be added to my CV or should can still okay, does this mean the previous jobs can still be added to my CV or should be added? I don't understand you. In your CV, this is what should be in your CV. Work experience that is relevant to your application. When you the three employments can be more than 3,000. Mine was more than 3,000 hours. As long as it's not less than 3,000 hours. The 3,000 is just the minimum, right? 3,000 hours is just the minimum. You can have 15,000 hours, you can have whatever, you understand, but the minimum is 3,000 and the maximum of employer should not be more than three. So that's what I'm trying to explain. Yeah. Yeah. So I hope I've been able to explain to you. Any other question? I don't know if I've exceeded all these questions that I have here. Hmm. Yes, I just remembered something. The portal is opened. Please, you see the same energy that you used to have to fill those forms. Please multiply that energy to do the online application. Be smart because this is a secret. You see, this online application, the first application you do, I'm sure that is this computer that screens people out at first. So be careful, like be careful. You can have all the template good, but you see that online application, please be smart. Be smart with what you put there. That's what I can say. So if you have more question, any other confusing question? Do I have any? Let me check if I have this to say again. Mm, Yeah, and when you're converting your forms into PDF, be sure to remove the instruction page, right? Remove the instruction page out. It's just the reference letter and the work experience letters that you should upload to the site. So I used academic reference as my second reference letter. My referee talked about my contributions to student welfare while talking about my leadership experience. Mm, the student welfare in what, like, how how is it? What SDG did you relate that with? Like, what SDG? What kind of student welfare? Like the leadership experience. Like, what was it like? What did you do? This is different from what I'm doing now as a supply chain professional. Does this have benefit? No, no, it doesn't though. No, it doesn't. It's fine to have academic reference as long as it's leadership. Because during my time I almost used NYSC, this NEMA, because I was in disaster management. You know this, what do they call this NYSC thing that we do? CDS, or what do you call? Yeah, I almost used CDS, but if I'd already filled and if I went to NYSC, I already told them and they said I should bring it. But after, like, I tried to reach out to them, they said I should, okay, they referred me to somebody and gave me the person's contact. I called the person and the person said, okay, I should come on the so date. On the day I was calling this man, he refused to pick till in fact, till application closed, till I left Nigeria. I kept on calling, he refused to pick my call. So I removed that from that, and I just make use of what I had then. So you can use any leadership experience as long as it's leader, like, you're a leader. Some people even use church experience, like leadership in churches. Some people even use it. So it shouldn't matter. To me, it's my opinion, right? Yeah. So did you just say we need to sign the CV? No. Do you need to sign? No. I don't know. It's just the leadership and the that you need to sign, I guess. Oh, you need to sign every page with your signature. Yeah. I think if I don't know, I don't know if I should go to the website and kind of refresh. I think you need to put your signature because if you're having several pages, your signature, you should sign every pages. I think is there. You should put your signature on every pages. But for the work experience and the lead referee forms, that's what I'm saying. That on the referee forms, you should have it stamped by the referee, right? By the referee. Yeah. So, and the thing is, all these instructions are always on their websites. Like, it's always on the form. They will read every instructions well. Because for me, I've done this since 2020. Yeah. So yeah, so and I know there are new updates right now. So just make sure you follow the new updates and all, and just abide by instructions. That's because if you don't abide by instructions, they will automatically disqualify because they have loads of applications and so many competitions. So if you make mistake, they will just remove, right? So just be I just abide by their instructions and that's all. Yeah, you said my contributions in school was in line with education. Yeah, it's good. That's an SDG. So yeah, yeah, it's good. Like, But I know that they said that leadership in employment will be prioritized. They said that. So if you can try, if you have any leadership experience in your workplace, it will be so good. Yeah. Okay. For the leadership experience, my referee forgot to add place and country after the snake. Do I need to send it again? Wait. For the leadership, my referee forgot to add place and country after the signature and stamp. Oh my God. If he can redo it for you, please send it. It's worth it. In things like this, you know that you are not ready to lose this connection. So don't mind anything. Just make sure everything is perfect. If they can redo it for you, please send it back. Quickly send it back, okay? It won't do you no harm. No. Don't you will not be ashamed. During my time, I was not ashamed of anything. I was going for anything. I was ready to do anything. You understand? So I was ready to reach out to anybody that can help me in my applications. So yeah, you keep disturbing or beg him to redo it for that he made the mistake, right? So yeah. Um, this person says that should the leadership experience relate to an SDG goal? I already told you that it's advisable, right? If you want to have like, though they didn't state it, SI did not state it, right? Well, I think it's good when it's related because this is what they want. Sustainability. That's what they want. You understand. So if you relate it, you can defend it. You can relate it with the SDG goal. It will be very good. Because for me, during my own time, I related all my work experience, leadership experience. I related everything to SDG goals. Right. I related everything. Just make it like a triangle. Make sure everything is connecting back. You know Just make sure everything is connecting back. Yeah, and you'll be fine. This person says that also, I have only one full time work and leadership experience, which means the number of work. I have only one full time work and leadership experience. Yeah, as long as you meet the watch hours, it's fine. Yeah, it does not limit your chances. It doesn't. I think for me, mine was just two employers. Mine was just two employers, Ministry of Works and Housing, and then the construction company that I was working with. It was just those two. So it doesn't have to be, as long as you meet their criteria, you are fine. Yeah. Any other question? If you know anyone that is applying, please call them to come now so that I can answer their question now. But how is the online application going on? How is it going, guys? Have you submitted or you're still in the process? And make sure that you don't delay to the last day because on that last day is going to be the traffic is going to be much. I think during my time I did my own the first day. I did all the application on the first day. I I just because I already have everything I needed to upload. And that's all. But I heard from people who did later that they had difficulties on that last day because the site was jam packed. So my advice is don't wait until the last moment before you actually submit. Right? Yeah, yeah. Um, Let me be here. Let's see this. Okay. Say well. Somebody says that wow, thanks for this opportunity. On the reference letter form, is it clearly state that do not include the instruction in the file, but on the proof of work and leadership experience form, nothing like that is stated. Does this mean that when I'm submitting the file, I should add the instruction page? I think for me, I did not add my instruction page. I removed all the instruction because it was not relevant. It's them giving me instruction, right? For me, I just submitted just the forms. That's what I did. I didn't bother to put the instruction page with my. This person says that good evening, ma'am. Thank you for your dedication towards assisting. Please, I want you to shed more light on the leadership and work experience from. I've already said that. I've said a lot about leadership and work experience. Is it okay to state that you'll be returning to your employer after your studies to effect change? Yeah, don't just say to effect change. To effect what? Don't be abstract. Be detailed. Don't just say to effect change. In what? You understand? In what? Because the reader would don't give the reader this loopholes like empty space. You need to fill their empty space. Okay, I'll return to my employer to effect change. How? That would be my question if I'm reading your motivation letter. Well, how do you want to infect? What will change? Because something should change from when you were with him and when you return from Sweden. What is that thing you want to change? What will that change do to your company and even to Nigeria as a whole? That is how you will connect it. That's how you connect your motivation letter. And don't be too how do I put it? Be truthful, be true to yourself. You don't have to. You see, those who have watched my video about my motivation letter, you see that it was simple. You don't have to say you are going to build build an aeroplane when you come back. It doesn't have to be that big. It could be little things that are relevant. Yeah. um For the CV, do we delete the instruction within the entries, fill out separate entries for each section? Um, do we delete the instruction within the entry? Wait, I need to check what you mean. Just CV. Yeah, of course. Yes, you can. You can edit that out. Yeah, because it's not relevant. It only takes space. And you need space to write your roles and responsibilities. So things that are not relevant can be removed. They can be removed. So yeah, I'm even trying to see if I can find my own, the one I used during my time. If I can find it and just show it now. Mm, I'm trying to show you guys if I can, because all these documents, I lost them because I left my laptop when I was leaving home. So I lost a lot of things. I, No, I can't find them. I don't know if I can. Let me try to check if I would find them. Yeah. No, I don't. I can't. I can't find them. I can't. I don't know. I'm surprised. I can't find them. But if I'm to do, I would edit that out because it will take space. For me, I would edit because it's not relevant. Okay, let me check my mail. I can get this thing. Submission. I can't find it. But you can edit that out anyways. You can. I applied to the same program across different universities. Should I highlight that in my? No, it's since you have 1,000 words, it's not relevant. It's not that will not prove to them anything. That is my honest advice, right? You don't have to put that. You don't have to put you apply to same course. Oh, sure. It will take more space. But if you feel like you have more space, you can. But it's not relevant for SI because SI is not the one handling that application. It's university admissions handling that. It's none of SI's problem. So I don't think it's relevant. So you can ask me your questions. I think I would probably go off at 1 o'clock. So yeah, I have like 14 minutes more. So if you have other, I wish YouTube can share. Let me see if I can share. Oh, I can actually share a screen. But why can't I find this thing? I wish I can find my applications and show you, but I can't find them. And it's painful, honestly. It's painful. But oh, this. I think they've changed it. Yeah. I just checked. Signing on CV is not in the instructions. Yeah, it's not there. But in my time, you had to sign every page during my. I think they removed that already. So corrections, signing of CV is not in the instruction. So don't. I just checked that. So okay. It says replace with first name, surnames as shown on passport. Does it mean to not include any middle name? Um, it says replace with first name, surname as shown on passport. Does it mean does not include my middle name? In Sweden, when they say first name, your first name will can include your middle name. Like your first name, you put your first name and then your middle name at the back, and then you write your surname. They really don't do middle name here, but you can put your first names together. Yeah, I think we are done here. Okay. The instructions states that the referees should sign both pages of each reference letter. Does this mean we should repeat the I hereby attest statement on the first and second page? I think all these ones are new updates. The instruction states that the referee should sign both pages of each reference letter. Does this mean we should repeat the hereby? I think you could do it anyhow. It doesn't have to be as long as they don't state exactly how you should do it. You could sign it ordinarily, you could write I hereby. However, if they say you must rewrite I hereby do this, then you should rewrite it. But if they don't state exactly what you should do, yeah, you are free to be flexible. For the demonstration of leadership experience from employment, how can I distinguish between the time I work as a regular staff and the time I work the head of? Yes, you can. This you can. How did I do mine? Okay, wait. If it's the same hours, for example, if you're the head of the unit and you are working, right, it's the same hours then. But if so, sometimes what they mean is, sometimes not as you've gotten to the employment. It's not like it's that same day they've given you head of. So the year they change your position. So from that year where they change your position, that's when you start calculating your leadership. But if it's from the day you started that they gave you the leadership, then it's the same. But if it's after your work, then you start from that day. That's what they mean. That's how you calculate the hours that you're supposed to calculate. Okay. Yeah. And I think I need to say this as well because I don't know if I will be chance to do a live by the time the scholarship is out and you're applying for your resident permit to come into Sweden. If you eventually get the scholarship and you have dependents with you, please quickly apply for your resident permit. Don't delay because resident permit is like it takes time. Don't worry, by the time you start applying for resident permit, you will understand what I'm saying. Sometimes it takes longer time, especially if you have dependents. You understand? So quickly, so that you don't because last year For last year, 2 years ago, I saw people lose this scholarship because migration vacant. Sorry, migrations, Swedish migration did not answer them quickly. So I just need to say that out there because I might not have the chance to say this again. So immediately you get your scholarship, quickly apply for your resident permit so that it doesn't delay. Because once you don't resume the day you're supposed to resume, not the day, like once you miss your admission, because now Sweden is so strict with that thing. Once you don't come on your mandatory roll call, automatically SI would they will revoke the scholarship as well. So make sure you apply early for your resident permits. I think, yeah. Um, okay. Okay. What if you're working on your normal position and the leadership position at the same time? It's the same. How do you differentiate? It's the same since it's leadership. It's the same thing. If I head a unit that is not exactly in relation to my actual job description, do I make it a second separate job? Wait, if I head a unit that is not exactly in relation to my actual job description, I don't understand. Do I make it a second job? I don't understand. I don't understand your question, Angela Oluwa. If I head a unit that is not exactly in relation to my actual job description, I don't understand you. I don't know what you mean. Okay, wait. Right click here. It's kind of okay. Oh my god. I think I can only see bit by bit of my application. This is one of my referee. I don't know if you. This is one of my referee. This is how they signed it. Then just see the stamp. I'm able to see one of them, but I don't know if you can see it clearly. But this is how it was. So yeah, I think that's only what I can find. Yeah. I think I would. I have 4 minutes more to end this live. So thank you guys for coming today. No, as long as the stamp is fine. My company stamp is not circle, it's square. It's not a problem. No, it's not. I had square as well. My workplace then was square, so it does not matter. Please kindly do a video for us on how to get accommodation. We have everything ready. I think I've done videos on that on how to get accommodation. I have videos on how to get accommodation on my channel. Please do check that out. You would get informations there. So thank you. Yeah, yeah. Yes, so I'll go off now. Yeah. Thank you so much guys for joining today. Thank you. And I wish you success. I wish you good luck with your applications. And like I said, last tips, the online application is more important, okay? It's more important as that those forms are important. Don't limit your energy to just the forms, but you see the application online, please fill it with your heart, you understand? Because if you make mistakes, the computer can actually easily screen you out, right? Yeah, so be careful. I think I have to say that. Thank you. Bye.